Hey, what is up? We are back with another video. Man, every time I start a video, I get to like adjust my face to the mic. I need this table stand, damn it. And I'm gonna stop talking about the table stand, but until I get the table stand, I'm gonna mention the table stand. Boom arm thing. Anyways, here we are, another video, another day. Let's talk about what I'm repping today. If you can see that, this is a shirt I ordered from the channel, the YouTube channel, The Paranormal Files. I'm gonna be repping them in the videos today. I just got a shout out on one of their videos because the main creator, Colin, was traveling. He does paranormal videos, obviously, as you would expect. I like them because they're real. They don't seem like they're faking any evidence or anything like that. It's kind of like, here's the clips, here's what we kind of hear. Maybe you hear something, maybe you don't. So I really dig their channel. I really got into it. Him and his girlfriend to do it. And basically, there was a time recently where he went through Arizona, my state. That's right. I live in sunny AZ. And he went and did a series here, but unfortunately, they lost one of their cameras. It got stolen out of their car while they were traveling to the state, which I felt bad for. So I bought a couple of things around that time, made a donation to help them get their camera back. And I just dig their channel. I mean, that's why I did it. I dig their channel. I'm trying to this year, I'm trying to give to channels that I support. Especially if they have merch or something like that cool that I can pick up. I'm really kind of trying to give that way. So today, the Paranormal Files. This is their sick logo. It's actually a pretty sick shirt. It's got more on the back. But check their channel out if you like it. If you like paranormal stuff or you just want to see another channel, he's coming up. I think I was following him back, but I think I found him around 80,000. He's well over, I think, 120,000 subscribers now, so he's definitely getting bigger. They're doing things, and I like their videos. His production quality is good. He makes his own music too, which is cool. And then his production quality is stepping up as he's going, because that's what he wants to do, is actually work in production as well. So I've noticed a large increase in the amount of time spent. It looks like the amount of time spent to compose the video. So they're just really well done videos. I like them, and that's what I have to say on that. Speaking of sunny AZ, I may be a little red, as you can see today. It's going away, but I've been sunburned the last couple of days. I went on a bike ride yesterday. I just got my motor scooter back, so I've been on a bike ride lately, and that's why the face is a little red, more red than normal sometimes. So today, or at this moment, what am I playing? Well, I am playing something I played on this channel before, but it was actually requested recently that I make some more videos on this game, so I'm going to step back into it with this new format. I haven't played in forever, so hopefully I'm not ass. Being that I'm coming back to it, holy business. Since I'm coming back to it for the first time in a minute. There we go with that audio. Since it's the first time in a minute, I'm gonna give the old intro screen that we have here. Why is that cut off like that? I might have to make some adjustments on the old stream here, or the old video. So let's go. Yes, I want to quit because I don't know why my screen is off. Yeah, let's. That's weird. It shows up just fine here, but not there. That's weird. Well. This is like, I don't want to switch it off, but the display capture seems like it's fine. That's that, and display capture seems fine there too. So anyways, amateur. I'm not gonna cut this out. That's just how I roll. We're just all amateur hour out here, you know, whether I played this on night shift or day shift. I'm probably gonna drive like a freaking amateur too, but that's, you've seen what we're gonna do. It's gonna be Euro Truck Simulator again with the loud reveal. I think my audio's fine since it's mostly driving. Released back in 2012, if you don't already know. If you don't already know, released back in 2012. I'm not sure why it's capturing it that way. It's kind of bugging me. It's bugging me out. But let's get to the main screen and see how it looks over there. Yeah, what is that? You know what? Is there a settings? Credits. Let's try to continue game and see what happens. I mean, in one aspect, it's kind of cool because it means you would see me and it wouldn't interrupt the whole display, but kind of chopping down the display some. Yeah, let's try some settings here. Yep, it's set to the old, oh, no. I don't know what any of that does, but maybe that'll, oh, I broke it. No. This is my video today. We're going to be messing around. How come it changed it? Oh. No, I wanted that. I want... Let's go to high. I bet if I just hit apply at the bottom, it would work just fine. Let's see if this works. Yeah, let's see. At least it fixed the screen. I probably could have just hit apply for that, but anywho, that's much better. Let's get started. Trying to remember the last thing I did on here. I know I had just bought my own truck and I have that running on loads. I have my own garage now. Like I said, I'm probably gonna play like ass. There's a new European trailer dealer. There's a new European update that came out that I don't have, unfortunately, yet. I don't have any of my own trailers yet either. So that's something I hadn't dipped into. I'm not flush with cash. I need to do a few deliveries. Truck upgrades, I know I have some fancy paint jobs that are in there too that should be in there. I think I have just a couple DLC packs. I really don't play with DLC too, or not DLC, but mod packs. I don't play with those too much. But I do play with the DLC stuff when I do play. So it is what it is. But we'll see. Let's get on a load here. I'm just burning daylight, as everybody would say. And a missed call. Check that while I'm on the load screen there. Random number. All right. What perfect timing. I get back into the world and my dude's asleep. Or ready for sleep. All right. I literally forgot every button. I'll figure it out. I don't have a trailer either right now. Okay, what's a tow truck? Did I screw up somewhere? I don't know. I don't know what happened last time I was playing. There's a hotel though. We're gonna go crash in this parking lot. Man, I haven't seen my truck for a minute, but it is dope looking. Oh yeah, I'm speeding already. What a great start. Yeah, 6% damage. So, as I stated, I'm probably gonna play like ass as I try to get used to everything again. Let's just pull into a spot here. Enter. Yes, please rest. All right, there we go. Now I can see the interior of my cab better. Oh look, I can almost turn all the way around. But yeah, there's my skull hanging there. I got my cool stuff there. I got a bag on the seat. Might have to check later and see what other stuff I can put in here. Yep, outside of the truck. Sounds nice. All right, wipers. Nope. Nope. All right. Let's see. We need to find a job. Let's go. Let's find a load here. Oh, that one pays a ton of money. What's this one? Oh, it's not even close to where I'm at though. What about this one? What about this one? Dude, serious? That one's, oh wait, that one's relatively close. Let's go, let's take this one. Let's take some lumber. Yeah, that's relatively close. Let's take some lumber and get it going. I want to say it's all coming back to me now on how to drive, but we'll save that until I'm actually moving. What do I got? I got a half a tank of gas. I should probably consider... Oh, I think I was leaving a Really? Yeah, I'm turning. Turning. It's my first day here. Driving a truck again. Oh, none of those are gas stations. Yep, it's definitely my first day back on the road. Alright, that's the turn signal. See, I'm remembering things now. It is kind of coming back to me. I'm starting to remember, oh yeah, I didn't need the mouse as much as I thought I would, so get everything kind of set. I need to figure out my wiper blades. I don't want to be a noob, a total noob, and look at my controls, but I may have to here in a sec. Radio. Yeah, I can turn on the radio. Here's what's fun about the radio is that that's the local Arizona station I have programmed. What's fun about the radio is that, and as you would expect, but on YouTube, when I last uploaded a video, I had like several claims for copyright, no matter how low I had the volume. So at this point, ooh, that was close. At this point, is it P? Hey, I figured it out. At this point, there's really no... Yes, I didn't run the red light. There's really no point in trying to avoid it. Oh man, my hotkey is 6 for the volume up and down. We're gonna have to change that. Because I'm using hotkey, that's probably gonna get... That would probably get clipped right there. Keys and buttons. Radio volume, where are you at? I probably needed to look at everything else, but cruise control is C. Okay, that's what I thought. Radio, where you at, radio? That's what happens when you don't play for a long time. Then you have to like look around and be like, well... Volume down. Make that number 8 because I don't have anything on that for my stream. Yeah, back to drive. Can't even see where the light's at. How am I supposed to know when I'll just go when they go? We'll find a gas station along the way. So I'm gonna do my old school tried and true method. Just set that cruise, man. Get rolling here. Oops. There we go. I played this game a lot for a hot minute there. Oh yeah, keep rolling, keep rolling. I don't think I have a resume cruise button. Oop. There's me trying to lock the differentials mid-drive. There's me speeding. There we go. I think I got my cruise set. Yeah. Turn in the lane here. All right. Not as bad as I thought I'd be. I've definitely driven worse. I know the last time I played, let's get over. The last time I played, I was on stream, and I actually remember not only did I miss my turn for one of my deliveries, but I also horrible traffic accidents because I was busy talking. I'm gonna have to lane over anyways. Hold on, people. Wait, no, wait, I was in the right spot. My bad. Now I'm gonna have to lane over. Yeah. Just endure my horrible driving. Yeah, the last time I remember doing that, I was talking to somebody about the game and stuff, and it was not going well with navigating. I think I got in a wreck getting off the freeway after I had already went the wrong way too. It was not good. I definitely don't want any speeding tickets, but come on, freeway, register the new speed limit. There we go. All right, let's get that set. Yeah, there'll be fuel somewhere along route, I'm assuming. So I will, as I fight to stay in my lane, I will definitely fuel up somewhere along the route. What's funny is I thought about the fact that I bought the in-cab GPS there on the left of my windshield, and it kind of seems goofy. I mean, what's its purpose if I'm going to keep the navigation open? I guess it just makes it easier so I don't have to look only one direction. I can look both directions. I just don't like how small it is. I mean, it tells you the speed limit. It tells you your general route. But this other one has a lot more information that's useful for me. So, I'm trying to remember too. I don't remember if I have to actually set my other drivers up with loads or if they'll find them on their own. I think they find them on their own. What would have been nice would have been if they would have just carried on the business for me while I was gone, but that would have made me probably rich because it's been a couple months and they would have done a lot of loads in that time. Cruising along to the tunes. This game is really fun. Because there was times I did play offline. I think I bought my trucking company, essentially, my second building and my other drivers. I think I bought those actually offline. And I've said it before, it is actually really fun to just turn on the music and when you get the stations you want or the music you want and just cruise, you know. It's very relaxing, very chill. And I dig that in a game. I was actually working at a trucking company when I bought this game. So it was kind of funny that I bought it and I would basically come home from work. I wasn't a trucker, but I would come home from work and essentially play a game about the job that I worked in, the industry I worked in. So that was kind of fun. I don't work there anymore. I was doing basically security there for the loads and stuff like that. in the long and short of what I'll say, but I would work, you know, I think I was 10s. I don't even remember what my shifts were now. I think I was 10-hour shifts. I would work 10-hour shifts and then stream for an hour or two of Truck Simulator after having dealt with trucks and truck drivers all night. When I first started there, I was in the breakdown department where we would take calls when a driver would get a flat and stuff like that. That was kind of interesting, but I could see I could see how interesting that would have been to be playing this at that time. Hey, you're tired, just go pull into one of a few marked gas stations. You hit something? Was it 10% damage? 12%? I'm gonna need some gas. But I actually enjoy playing simulator games more than I thought I ever would. I mean, I grew up, I still am primarily a console gamer. I hope to play, I keep saying that. Now, what's funny is I keep saying this on every video, or almost every video, but who knows what order. I know this video is actually going to come out pretty recently, or pretty quick, since it was requested, and I said I would do it. And by the way, this is a perfect time. If you have requests or you've seen a video on my channel where I played some of it, but maybe didn't finish it, there's definitely a few of them, and you want to see me play more of that, you know, feel free to request it in the comments. That's how this one came about. The comment actually came through on my how-to for, see, that's what happens when you talk and drive, and you're Daniel. The comment came through on my how to set the truck radio with custom stations, because as I stated in that video, I'm gonna move over. As I stated in that video, having just bought the game and trying to watch a video on how to program radio stations, I didn't find one that was inherently, I mean, they were good. I found good tutorials, but they were all from like 2016 and before, you know, when the game first came out. I think actually it might have been before 2016, because mine came out, well, no, mine was last year. So either way, the point is that the videos were a little older. Some of the tips weren't as easy, and they weren't working out for me to get the radio stations I wanted. So I decided to make my own video once I figured a method that kind of used some of their methods and found the stations I wanted. So basically, I made a video for anybody that may have wanted some help figuring out to do that. And one of the people who watched the videos made a request that I make this video or some more on Euro Truck. So I figure I'll throw that back into the rotation, because I did enjoy this game. He requested, you know, maybe I could do, I'm gonna look up his name here in a second too when I get a sec. Could have done it while I stopped for fuel, but you know, I'd rather access my phone while I'm driving. Maybe some mod videos and stuff. Like I said, I don't really mess with mods too much. But I will mess with the DLC when it comes out for this game. And I bought a few of the paint packs. Obviously, you could tell by the truck, I bought at least one of them. But I have bought a few of the paint packs for the trucks. I bought a few more offline. So next time we get to a dealer, we might take a look at what I actually have. I did download a couple mods, but it was just paint mods. I didn't download any extra mods like the multiplayer mod or anything like that. Most of the games that I play, I end up keeping them vanilla. As far as mods go, I really don't add too many mods to my games, just because I don't know. I like playing them the way they were put out there. And that's probably because I've been a console gamer for the majority of my life, but I really enjoy the experience as best as I can get from what was intended to be delivered. You know, hey, here's our game. This is how you want to play it. And that, like I said, that's probably just because I was always a console gamer. I wasn't a PC gamer until recently, and especially until I built my own computer that I have right now. So I'm fairly new to PC gaming in all extensive purposes, because most people have been PC gaming for their life. And I think it's great that now, you know, especially, it's pretty easy for anyone to do both if you want. You know, financially, I know it's not going to be easy for you to just do whatever. Ooh, almost missed my turn. Thank goodness you marked that. I wonder if that's actually new, because I don't remember it doing that before. Because, yeah, I've missed several turns. So if that's new, good on you, devs. I like that. I like that option. Maybe it's because I don't normally set my navigation right. I don't know. I think it might be new, though. So if that is new, I can appreciate that. Or if I forgot that it was there, and it's like I'm seeing it for the first time, I can still appreciate that. But like I was saying, I think it's cool that so many people can get into both formats of gaming as well these days. Like I said, financially might not always be an option for everyone right away or easily, but in general, building your own PC might seem intimidating, but it wasn't. You know, I did it. I watched, you know, this is not a intentional shout out, but I mean, I watched videos on YouTube, you know, basically Jay's 2 cents and Bitwit, you know, and between Kyle and Jay's videos, and the first one I think I watched was actually Kyle's. After watching his video once, I was kind of like, hey, I think I could actually do this if I wanted to. And then, you know, watching Jay's video, because he did a PC build video, and I was like, hey, this is something that I could probably do myself. And so when I got all my parts together, and this is gonna sound funny, but to pay for, and I think I might have told the story before, but to pay for my PC at the time, before I got the job I have now, I didn't have it, I wasn't making a ton of money. I'm doing all right now, so to say, but I wasn't making a ton of money when I wanted to build my PC. I actually sold, as I almost wall it, I'll press, I actually sold my Funko Pops I had collected. I started collecting Funkos in 2011, 2012. I actually sold a good number of them, but I had some pretty good Pops too. I had the who's your whatchamacallit. I had the special I had the Rorschach from one of the conventions that was bloodied up. It was worth like $500. So I mean, I had some good Pops, so I didn't take too many of them. But I sold, I believe it was like $1,200, $1,300 worth of Pops. My computer was just over 14 when you add in the cost for Windows and all the parts and everything. And I'm only rocking a 1060 graphics card, 3 gigabytes, which I want to upgrade because it's kind of, I mean, 3 gigabytes is not the greatest. And 1060s are all right. I haven't had any trouble with it, and the games I play look cool and everything like that. However, I do want to upgrade. 1080 Ti would have been a dream, but those seem to be far and few between now. So I guess 2080 will be the way it'll be. And that's still pricey. So eventually it's up there. 1660 is pretty close to what I already have, so I really don't want to go that route. I could, but I mean, I don't see it being a big enough upgrade to make it worth the price. Although the price is pretty cheap too. But for comparative results, the only thing I'd be doing would be speeding up my VRAM, which I don't want to do. But when you look at the, oh, they have several other loads too? Well, let's go to Italy. Why the heck not? I mean, how, is this the best one? It's probably the best one they have. Yeah, 54 grand. Yeah, I want to take that job. Head towards the green flag on your map. I feel like they did update some of this. And I feel like that wasn't always like that with those little hints, which is fine. I'm good with that. When you look at the price of PCs, oh yeah, that's updated. I think I have it set to where I'm supposed to do this part. Yep. All right, let's see how my backing is. When you look at the price to buy the parts, let's say, and I'm gonna assume you're financially the one that pays your bills and does your thing, you know, as they do when they do surveys. Oh yeah, attach that thing. Yeah, that was easy. All right, let's get it. Let's hit it and quit it. When you're the person that makes your purchasing decisions, and let's say you want to buy a PC, right? or you want to get into PC gaming. And me being a console gamer my whole life, this is how I can break it down and see the justification in it. First off, there's plenty of videos. Bitwit, Jay's 2 Cents, Paul's Hardware, I'm sure has one. Linus Tech Tips, there's definitely videos for building PCs. But here's the thing. If you want to get into that, watch one of those videos first. And the thing that I like about Jay, Bitwit, and Paul's Hardware, all three of those channels, because I subscribe to all three of them, actually do videos on budget builds. You know, they'll tell you what kind of game you're looking at, or what kind of, you know, you'll say what kind of games you're looking at, and they'll have videos on budget builds and what it'll actually play and how it'll handle. So you can watch several videos on how to get a PC for yourself between $500 and $600 US. I don't know where you're watching this video, so I'll just say any dollar amounts I ever throw out, any doll hairs are going to be US doll hairs. But you're talking about $500 to $600. You can get a relatively decent gaming experience for the most part, depending on what you play. You know, games like these aren't gonna tax you that hard. Let's get over to this lane. So go that route first. Now, if you buy the games, you buy for yourself. Most games, console-wise, for instance, are gonna be about $60. Everybody knows that, unless you wait for it to fail or do miserably, and then it goes on sale in 2 or 3 weeks after release. Then you're spending 40 or 20, depending on the game and the original cost. But $60 for a game. That's your average. That's going to be our baseline figure here. A motherboard, I think I paid $85 to $90 for mine. I got a Asus Prime B350 Plus. I think I paid somewhere in $80, $90 range for that. I don't remember right off, but that sounds about right. I know I have a resume cruise button. I should have looked it up when I was in that menu. I don't want to pause and look it up again. I'll figure it out. I think it's F. Or X. It might be X. But that's, you know, 80 to $100. That's a little more than a game. I get it. However, that's a motherboard. Your CPU, whatever processor you want to run. Oh, we have done a bad thing. All right. This is where it's going to get fun, because now I'm going to try to attempt a UE at this intersection. Even though there's plenty of parking lots that I could turn into and whip around there. Your CPU, depending on what you want to run, is going to cost a couple bucks. You know, you're looking at 200. All right, let's see. Let that car go around me. All right, cool. Give me a sec. I don't even want to look in my mirror because I know I'm... Oh, and I didn't... Oh, skills, boy. So your CPU is going to cost you some money. I am rocking a Ryzen 1700. I got that because what I want to do with my computer, which is another discussion point I may hit depending on how long this load takes. Well, it's Saturday and we have till Monday, so I guess it's possible I'll be on the road for a minute, so we got plenty of time here, folks. But my CPU, I went with Ryzen 1700. Why? Because I edit videos. Obviously, I'm making this to edit it as a video, but also because I do make music. I need to get back into that more, but I finally got some stuff to get back into that. And basically the multi-core threaded processing is what I wanted. I want, you know, multiple cores to do multitasking versus, you know, Intel, where they're kind of the lead in the game chips maker. So depending on what computer you want, you know, or what your main function is going to be, base it on that. And both channels will talk about how to build one or the other, either or. There's always going to be videos on how to build an Intel system and an AMD system. So I think my chip now is like super cheap. I think you can get them for like under 200 or around 200. But there's that. So there's that cost. That's going to be a little high. Your graphics card is probably going to be your highest cost if you're going on budget level. The newly released 1660s are, like I said, comparative to the one I have now. You can get those for about $250. I think I built my girlfriend's computer recently, just before the release of the 1660, and I got her, I think it was a Radeon 590, which actually I think her card is a little better than mine. It's pretty comparable, but it's better as far as VRAM and stuff. I think I was about $250 on that one, somewhere in that ballpark. Might have been a hair under that too. So that's going to be about that cost. But if you're looking to go all the way up to like 4K high def, bells and whistles, you know, the 2080 I'm looking at, 2080 Ti, I think I saw an FTW the other day. It was like $800. So I mean, that's the one that it takes it kind of out of that concept of budget build. Oh no, that's not resume cruise. But that would be your cost there. Everything else starts to trickle down from there. So you got your motherboard. We talked about CPU. If you buy an Intel, you need to buy an aftermarket cooler. If you buy an AMD, if you buy like a 1700 or a 2700 they are now, because I think that's what I put in hers, was a 2700, I think, or a 2500. I don't remember. If you buy those, some of them come with the Wraithspire coolers, which are good coolers. I mean, I ran mine for over a year on the Wraithspire, and I never had any issues with cooling. So it's a good starter cooler, especially for gaming and stuff like that. Like it's a good way to get there, save a couple bucks across the board. I did recently buy a Noctua cooler, which I'm stoked about because my thermals are looking a little better. And on top of that, it's a dual fan setup. I went and bought the extra fan, and they make gray fans now, not just the weird brown ones. Which I would have been fine with. That's their thing. I wouldn't have cared because I'd have been like, hey, it's an Noctua cooler, you know, whatever color it is. But the fact that they have gray and kind of darker colors to match your build a little better is awesome. But CPU, you buy that. If it comes with the fan for AMD, you're set. We've got that. We've got board cost covered. Your case cost. Your case cost, depending on what kind of case you're looking at, don't buy a cheapy case because everybody will say that. But honestly, you know, 80 to 100 bucks. I think I paid 120 for mine. I've got the View 27 Snow Edition, so it's white. It's got a gold wing door on it. It looks pretty sweet. But I think I paid 120 or something like that. I was buying all my stuff just before New Year's, so I might have got some of it on a decent sale. But I mean, from 80 to 120, you can get a case. The cost of 2 games, you know. RAM, you do need RAM. I just had to recently buy more RAM. Well, not more, but different RAM. I was running some Viper. I actually have it still sitting right there. And at the time was when the crypto mining craze was in, and people were buying RAM and memory and graphics cards and jacking up all the prices for everything. I think I paid, I still want to say $150 for the RAM I got, but it was what I had to get because that was all they had. I was looking to get 3000 megahertz because my board I think will handle up to 3200, but they didn't have any. All the high speed or the higher speeds were gone. I ended up with like 23 or 2400 megahertz RAM at the time, which is not what I wanted either. But now things are kind of settled out. You can get kind of what you want. So I think I paid 150, 120, somewhere in that ballpark. Recently though, and this would be something to be in consideration of if you wanted to get into gaming, I had to buy some low profile RAM because I had ordered the Noctua cooler as previously mentioned, and the second fan, or well, it'd be the first fan, and then the front fan basically was sitting right on top of the RAM that I had because it was so huge. I ended up getting Vengeance LPX because it's low profile, and I got I guess I can turn my wipers off now, huh? I ended up getting 3000 megahertz like I initially wanted anyways, and I got it in white, so now it matches my case, which now I'm debating getting a white motherboard so I can have an all white build, which it wasn't intentional, but here we are. So that's the cost of that. I think recently for that Vengeance RAM I paid like $150 Well, I price matched it. Luckily, the store I went to price matches. I price matched it to Amazon, which was 109 or 99, I believe. So about $100 for the RAM I wanted. Beyond that, power supply. Oh, power supply, you know, that's $60 or so. I'm trying to think of the other costs that are in there. Oh, and hard drives. Hard drives is it. The hard drives aren't that expensive. You probably want to do an SSD. You can go, I don't want to say cheap, but you can kind of cheap out on the size of your SSD. You know, most people recommend doing a 250 because you're mainly just going to install your OS on there for better boot times and stuff like that. I have a 250 Samsung, I believe it's an Evo or whatever, as my SSD, and then I have actually at this point I have two 2.5 hard drives. I have a 1 terabyte that I bought at the time, and then I added a 4 terabyte to it. Now I still want to add one more. The reason I had to get the 4 terabyte though was because between my Steam library, which as you could tell by my messy desktop, I have a lot of games installed, which I can uninstall if I wanted to, but they're all installed, so I can play whatever ones I want at the time. Between that and doing the videos for YouTube, which ironically when I record them don't take up hardly any space because of OBS's format, but once I put them through DaVinci Resolve and render them out, they're taking up about 3 to 4 gigabytes a piece, which isn't a lot, but 10 videos is 30. You can start to see how that would add up quickly. I have several videos I did and I started to lose space. I was like, where's it all going? Oh, I have 300 gigabytes of videos here from doing these videos recently. So buy the hard drive you want. I mean, now they have, and I don't know enough about the ones that are going on the motherboards and stuff, you know, but buy the size you want for your needs. I mean, if you're gonna play games and that's basically it, you could probably, and they're not that expensive, you could probably do a 2 terabyte for, I think they're about $100 or just under, somewhere in that ballpark. Make sure you buy a good one, but that's about the cost for that. So my point is nice that you can get into gaming if you start factoring in, like, how many games have you bought for $60 that sucked, or that you didn't play that much, or that, you know, weren't that enjoyable. Hey car, I'm coming over with my lumber, you better just back up. I used my turn signal for once. And that's how I look at it. If you're the main factor, you know, the main decision maker in your purchases, as all surveys would ask you, you know, if you want to build a gaming PC, just save a couple bucks. I mean, you could save 20, 30 bucks a paycheck, hopefully, if you can. And, you know, start putting your PC together part by part. You know, go buy just a case, you know, one month. And it's gonna take longer, but, you know, go buy a case. Go buy, you know, go buy a motherboard that you're looking at. Like, do your whole, and that's the other thing, do your build on, like, PC Part Picker. Because PC Part Picker, you can put all your pieces together. You can see the different things you can add to it. It'll actually tell you if something, oh, I need to figure out my headlights. That's horn. Oh, that didn't work. That's garage. All right, we're gonna have to stop. All right, I'm gonna have to see what my controls are because I'm gonna need some headlights. Go to PC Part Picker, put your computer together, and, you know, make sure, it'll tell you if everything's gonna fit. Like, there's times where you could get a part that's not gonna be K&L, not very, oh, lights, okay, L, all right, I'll give you that. Oops. Z is resume scrolls. Is there X for anything? Oh, it's not. All right, let's. Z is resume cruise. What did I feel like X is something though, but it doesn't appear to be. All right, whatever. We'll call it good. But PC Part Picker, it'll tell you if all your parts are gonna work together or not. Like if you try to pair an Intel chip with an AMD board, it'll tell you, or vice versa. So I would recommend using that. But it also tells you the price at that time for all the parts you're looking for. So you'll have an estimate of what you're going to end up spending, because it'll give you a total and it'll give you a price per part and where it's listed that way too. So like if something's $89 on Newegg, it'll tell you it's $89 on Newegg. Do it that way, and then just buy things piece by piece, and then just check off things on your list. Like, hey, I got my motherboard, check. I got my case I want to use, check. I mean, and later you can add the fancy stuff. Like this year's been my year of upgrades, hence the Noctua cooler, hence the low profile RAM, which was kind of a necessity after the Noctua cooler, but that's why I'm okay with it. I added some RGB, I put some LED lights in there. You know, this is the year of the upgrade for my computer, because I built it last year. And I ran it for a whole year that way, and now I want to upgrade, you know, little by little, especially now that I can afford to do that. So it's really nice that as a gamer in general, you can have those options to build your own PC. You can go get one built for you. You can buy your own that's pre-built, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but the options to play the games is very nice. And there's certain games, like going way back to when I started this point, simulation games, I didn't think I would enjoy as much as I do. Being a console gamer, there's not a ton of simulations. I mean, there is, but there's not a ton that I can think of right off the bat. I'm going to change lanes without using my signal. Let's try that resume cruise. There's not a ton of games that I can think of simulator-wise that I've played. I think I played Tropico 4 on my Xbox. But this game I enjoyed, and some of the business sims I enjoy where you're planning something from the ground up. I've played a few of them recently too. I played Frostpunk the other day. That video will be up at some point, probably after this video. I played Two Point Hospital the other day when I was testing my thermal paste application and making sure I didn't screw up my computer, because I like that game. What else is there? There's a couple of them I won't probably put on video, just because I know the videos I've watched when it comes to sim games, there's people that are really good at them and they give you really good tips and tricks and things like that. And then there's people like me who are kind of casual and just kind of mess around. I played Jurassic Park the other day. That's another one that's newer that I played. I actually like them because they're good little time wasters. There's a software game I have too. I think it's Software Inc. Well, don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. I played that, and I just enjoy those games too because you just sit. It makes you use your brain and stuff. I'm shocked that I like simulators so much, but I do have a few simulators coming up too on here. There's a Gunsmith, Thief Simulator. Like, there's a lot of different types of simulators too these days. But there's a game, Plane Simulator, that I have now. It's in early access. Don't hit the pumps. There we go. I like these straight spots because there's no way in hell I could pull in the other ones. We're gonna go ahead and rest. Plane Simulator, it's in early access. I went ahead and picked it up. I had a sweet deal for it. I actually had a coupon to get the game, so that's another reason why I bought it when I did. I haven't got to try it yet, so that might be a video where I'm trying that game to see how that goes. But I mean, the only thing I can think of since when I was a kid, I used to play SimCity, you know, the original SimCities, top down, you know. And I never really understood everything that went into that game back then as much as I do now. Like, I do have, what's Skylines, City Skylines. I like that game. I put a lot of time into just messing around in that game too, and that was fun. So, I mean, I have found some games that I understand now that I'm a little older, how to properly, I'll say, try to do things. And it's fun. I find myself just enjoying wasting that little bit of time on those games and not feeling like I'm not enjoying myself. And, you know, some $60 games for console, I can't say the same for. Especially lately. There's been kind of an influx of weird things going on in gaming that who knows what the next thing is going to be, but they're not all single player friendly. And I've never been a big multiplayer person. I just enjoy stories, and I kind of enjoy being lost in your own world when you get into a game, because that's why I like to game, is so you can just kind of step out of the real world or pretend to be doing a job from the real world. But that was smooth. Step out of the real world and just, you know, sink yourself into a game. Like right now, I've been talking for however long. I'm playing this game. I took that corner like a champ. I'm just cruising along. You know, I like that about gaming. Oh, no, 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 let me on the highway. I like that about gaming, you know, that experience, that the way when games go like that. And so I guess that's where simulators are kind of cool for that. But I tend to stick with the way it was given too. I guess like when I was little, cheat codes and stuff like that. I actually did use them. I don't know who didn't, but for like Vice City and GTA 3, San Andreas, I remember I was younger when those came out, and totally I was one of the ones that was like, unlimited money, all weapons, yes, thank you. And nowadays, of course, too, if you do cheat codes, you won't be able to get achievements. So that was kind of achievements for like Xbox was kind of a good way to focus back and play the game the way it's meant to be played. And the games aren't that inherently hard eventually. Like once you start rolling, like I said, as you get older, I guess you figure it out. They're not inherently all that hard to play the way they're meant to be played. And I think you have a better experience for that, you know, when you're not using cheat codes. I'm just gonna slide over like nobody's business. Nobody noticed. I need to learn to read these streets better. I'm just gonna stay in this lane. But there is some mods since I've been playing PC. There is some mods that I think are cool. Like there's some high texture mods and stuff like that that you could add to certain games. And those are cool. I might dabble in those here and there, but as far as main mods, I just don't dig into them too much, and I don't know. I think part of me thinks that it's a hassle sometimes when. I mean, it's cool. Some of the user stuff I've seen in like when people play Skyrim mods, some of that's the funniest things I've ever seen. But I guess my thinking is like, so I download a mod, it's all good, and then they do an update to the game. Now the mod doesn't work because some of them don't update or don't work with the new updates. And I'm kind of like, well, when I sit down and play, I want to just play the game. I don't want to have to be looking at updating my mods or updating, you know, this or that. So I guess it's partly a laziness thing too. Like I just want my game to run the way the way it's supposed to run when I want to play it. See if I remember how to take these corners right. Man, now I know why I set that resume cruise where I did. That Z key is way easy to hit from A. It was just like, boop. It's all coming back to me now, more I can say. But I don't know, we'll see. I want to play this a little more. Like I said, it was requested. There's really nothing stopping me from playing it or having more videos come out about it or looking at things with the game. Like I said, there is, they did release a European pack that I still need to get added in, which I don't have right now. And I don't know what all comes with that update. Obviously the map update in that area that it does, Eastern Europe there a little bit. Or I guess, yeah, Eastern Europe. Obviously it takes place and it has those areas, but I don't know what else is in there truck-wise and stuff like that. So I definitely want to look into that. I have, from my messy desktop, I don't know if you noticed, but I also have American Truck Simulator on here too. Obviously by the same people. I haven't played that one at all. So I may filter in between the two of them because First off, I live in America. Second off, it does go through Arizona, and I live in Arizona. So I think it would be cool. I wanted to play it to see the accuracy, actually. I wanted to see, because that's the thing that's, I think, is what's cool about this game for a lot of people. And I know this game is kind of big in Europe too. I think it's probably cool because they can drive through these places. I even seen that on the new DLC. The comments, I think, for it is somebody's like, it's just like driving through my hometown. Like, they do a really good job recreating these places. So I want to see, you know, Arizona. I grew up here. I've been here my whole life. I want to see how it looks in the game and just drive through there. I think that would be cool. I've been through parts of California, so that's in there. Oregon is the new DLC they had for that, because it's on my wish list, and I've been to Oregon once. I haven't really been around there too much. Been through Nevada a few times. So there's places like that that on the game, it'd be pretty cool to drive through and see, you know, if I go, man, that feels like home, basically. So I may intermix the two and play, you know, have some more frequent videos on Euro Truck or American Truck, or just the truck simulators in general. I do have Hobo Simulator. I do enjoy that game, and that one's moving along. It's still in early access, but I like the way that one's going. It's kind of a survival sim. So I will play that. And like I said, the plane simulator, I might give that a go soon on the channel. But some of these videos, like I said, if you see them and you're watching my older videos of it, or you've noticed it's been a while since I've played a game, just throw it in the comments. You know, it wouldn't hurt, and I'll, you know, I can see what I can do to add one. This one, Urban Takedown, by the way, is the person who requested this, so there's a shout out for that. I looked it up there a little bit ago. I just was on my little soapbox about things I didn't say it, but Urban Takedown suggested I play a little bit more Euro Truck, so here I am. But if you have a suggestion, you know, throw it out there. I don't mind. It'll help me kind of figure out what to play too. Sometimes I sit down and I'm like, I want to play and record a game, but what am I gonna do? I have console, I have PC. And at first I gotta figure out which one I want to mess with. Then once I do that, then it's like, all right, what game am I gonna play now? I know this video is gonna come out this week, so I'll just say I know last week I just dumped a whole ton of Rise of the Tomb Raider. Back when I was still streaming, so that was back in October. I haven't gone back to that game yet and finished it, so it's like eventually I could go back to that game as well. And a lot of the games I'm playing are older, so there's no spoilers hopefully for anybody. But yeah, sometimes I sit down, I'm not even sure what I want to do for the day, because I am trying to play with a purpose. You know, this new series, the 1x1 as I'm calling it, you know, I'm taking the games one at a time, roughly trying to keep the videos to an hour, you know, because it's 1x1, one game, 1 hour, just gonna play one game one at a time, you know, and or you know, get through the game 1 hour at a time. I guess it's not one game one at a time, because sometimes I'm playing 3 or 4 different games in a day. But that's my whole motivation is, and that was the thing when I started streaming and stuff. My motivation was like, hey, I need to play through my backlog. I have a huge backlog, as you saw on my desktop on here. You know, I have a ton of games on consoles I haven't, you know, gotten through yet either. I have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but I haven't finished Rise of the Tomb Raider. So that's kind of like, well, when am I ever gonna do that? I need to get to it. So that's the purpose of doing these videos too, is keep my ass motivated to play through these games and to enjoy them. And then, like I said, I figure, you know, who doesn't mind a good walkthrough in some of the games? Obviously, this game's not so much a walkthrough, is more or less making sure I don't crash into anything like a dummy. But when you're playing like Rise of the Tomb Raider, you know, you might get to a point where you're like, oh, I remember, you know, there, or I'm stuck there. How did this guy do it? You know, people still watch Let's Plays and walkthroughs like that. So, that's why I didn't want to hit that car. That's why, you know, these games I'm going to go back and forth with, but that's why I'm doing it that way, is just to get through the games, you know, get conversations started with people. If people want to talk about the games, if they want to discuss, I'm open to that too. I mean, my channel's not super huge right now anyway, so it's not like I'm too busy to look at comments or respond back to people. Like I said, I enjoy it, and definitely comment if you got something to say. Yeah, this hasn't been too bad getting it. I can say I like that it's been a couple months since I played this, and I don't know exactly how many, but I know it's been a couple. It's nice that it's been fairly easy to get back into too. I like that. Like, I don't feel stressed. You know, sometimes, perfect example, sort of. I have not finished The Witcher 3. I know, get your cat o' nine tails out, give me the lashings I deserve, but I have not finished The Witcher 3. I forget what happened. I know I was working 2 jobs at the time and not in an ideal situation, but I was playing through it. I know the demon baby was born, whenever that is. I know that's near the beginning because I've asked some friends and they said it's kind of near the beginning, but I was in that section ish. I might have been a couple hours after it or somewhere in that ballpark, but I know that was one of the things I remember going, whoa, that's messed up, and it had just happened. I need to finish that game. However, I know that that's a game where if I get back into it, the controls is going to be just like, what? Push what? How do I crouch? I need to do what to move? Huh? That part sucks sometimes when you go back to games that you haven't played in a while, but some games are just more intuitive. Obviously, for the most part, if you pick up a Call of Duty game or any kind of first-person shooter, for the most part, you generally know the controls, because if you play them at all, they're kind of all the same, which is nice. I love that when games do that. Almost every racing game, you'll know that right trigger, if you're on console, is going to be the acceleration button. And left trigger is usually going to be your brake. And A or X or whatever button you have there, one of them is going to be a power brake button usually. Sometimes it's a shoulder button, but I mean, the key controls are usually the same. I like that about this game as far as getting back into it. It feels nice. I don't feel like it was that hard to pick back up, and I haven't, other than that initial damage at the start and hitting that pole when I was going to that hotel. I don't feel like this has been too bad to get back into. So I kind of like that. It's a nice, relaxing game, and coming back to it is also like you get that same vibe, which probably speaks to its staying power, or why people, I mean, like I said, it came out in 2012. So we're at 7 years now, and they're still doing updates for it, which is another reason why it's lasted. But the fact that you can just step right into it again is probably a testament to why people enjoy it so much. And I think that's cool. Like I said, these days, lately, there's not a lot of $60 games or premium games or AAA games, however you want to phrase it. There's just not a lot of them that can give you that all the time. You know, you get a grab bag, and lately it seems like you get a grab bag that doesn't have much in the bag to grab anyways. So games like this, you know, 7 years and it's still rolling. Awesome. You know, I think, so they said October, and I think one of the updates came out in the fall of last year. So I mean, even as they neared I don't know what this song is, but it got awesome. Even as they neared an anniversary, you know, they're still releasing content. That's great. I think game devs and stuff like that, or the not the devs, but let's be honest, the publishing companies and some of the higher ups that make the money decisions, I think they're not realizing that you can make a solid game, and there's nothing wrong with supporting it, you know, for the long haul, because I think that gamers want that. There's certain chunks, and there's certain times, like honestly, like where there's not enough time in the world to do this stuff. Oh, I forgot which one's the auto one. Let's just go over to this one. One of these is an automatic one, but whatever. I'm gonna do it the hard way. Oh, that guy's like sleeping. Nodding off, it looks like. Oh, come on. Yeah, lift your stupid thing or else I'm gonna break it. I think the auto one's to the left there. I should have went to that one. You know, these days everybody's talking about games as a service, and for some reason that translates to we're gonna make you spend a bunch of money to enjoy this game as a service. It's like, why? I mean, some games inherently, I feel, they come out, they're on a timeline. They're not gonna last. I mean, there's just the popularity or the genre is not a lasting game. And I'm somebody, I can't rewatch movies a lot of times unless it's like with somebody new. Hey, oh no, I need to go that way. Ooh. I don't rewatch a lot of movies because for me, once I've seen it, I've seen it. Like, I can't forget what I've seen. And so if I know the plot or what happens, like, I have a fairly good memory on, like, hey, this is what happens. What's there to watch? You know, I like being, I don't have to be shocked, but I like, you know, not knowing what's going to happen and then watching that story be told. And then once the story's told, I know the story. I don't need to watch it again, you know. Some movies I repeat, but honestly, that's how I do movies, is like, unless I really like the movie. There has been, when I was younger, I think there was definitely more movies that I would watch repetitively, but sort of that was the nature of the beast when you can't afford any new movies. You know, sometimes you rewatch them. Sometimes they're good, but you end up rewatching movies just because you can't go buy a new one. And I'm still someone that buys movies. I try to only buy ones that I'll enjoy, but I mean, I can't rewatch movies. So games for me a lot of times is the same way. If you give me a game and there's a new game plus just because I beat it, I still might not go play through it again because I know exactly what's going to happen. Now there's some games over time that I want to go back to and replay. Like, and one of the weirdest ones probably for some people, Deadpool. I loved that game, and I went and replayed that when it came out on, because I had it for 360, and then I got the Xbox One edition, which is the same game. There's really nothing other than it plays on Xbox One. I went and replayed that one because I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable experience, and it's kind of cheesy and campy anyway, so I enjoyed it, but I went and replayed it. Other than that, I don't often go back. But over time, like, there's a part of me that wants to go play, oh, that looks new. There's a part of me that wants to go play Fallout 3 again. Because that, I mean, it's been years since I played that and beat that. And I may do that. New Vegas, never finished it. So me going back to replay and starting over is just going to be me starting fresh again. I don't remember how far I got into it, but I know I didn't get anywhere near completion. And everybody's raving about how great of a game it is all these years, and I kind of want to go back and play it. And then Outer Worlds, of course, coming out is also driving me to want to try that. Oh, I almost near missed that copter. So there's a lot of games like that where over time I'll go back and play it, but some games, I mean, you finish the story and you're done. But I think there are some games that could be treated as a games as a service if done right. If you look at this game, I mean, like I said, 7 years and they're still putting out content. To me, that's a game as a service. They're like, hey, here's some more content for this game that you guys all love still. Keep it up, man. Like, it might be aging a little bit, but it looks great still. Oh, I need to get over. Hey, let me over. Let this high-speed guy over. I'll slow down, I swearsies. You know, I think that's great. There's some games that, like Minecraft actually is one of those ones where a lot of people still love that game. You can do little updates and stuff, but there's, I mean, the core concept is just fun, but it's not limited. And I think that if publishers or big gaming companies want a games as a model or a games as a service model, just look at some of these games and just tell yourself, like, hey, wait, if we did that, we'd always be... Oh, telepass, that's what I want. Maybe that's it. Still gotta go slow. I don't want to get no tickets to her. Oh, look at that. It'll be paid at the end of the toll. I almost didn't have to stop. If they did that, I think they would realize, like, hey, we can do this. I mean, yeah, it takes more time to make a game that's going to last. And it has to be something that would last. But I would gladly enjoy more paying money to, like, the devs of this game for them to make a new map or a new area. You know, I would gladly pay, you know, for that, which I have. Like I said, I've already bought some of the truck stuff, and I've bought all the other DLCs except for the most recent ones. I would gladly pay for that more than these days, you know, like, ooh, now I have 3 extra costumes for this character in this game. Who cares? I mean, if I'm only going to play it once, what is the likelihood I'm going to spend my money on a costume that I won't ever use? I mean, honestly, it just sounds like, just saying it, thinking about it out loud, like, what are the odds that I'm going to go, oh yeah, I have to have this extra alternate costume for a character that I'm only going to be with for 20 hours? Why? Why? Multiplayer? Sure. All day long. I mean, that's a lot of times multiplayer is trying to make your character look awesome, so you might be more inclined to do that. So yeah, if you're trying to take the easy route, sure, all day long. And that's what publishers these days are doing. Let's take the easy route. How can we make the most money in the shortest amount of time? And I'm not name dropping any publishers right now, but how can we capitalize on the success of one game in our game? Well, let's just copy what they're doing. It has to work. No, it doesn't have to work. Just because this battle royale works and this battle royale sells you game passes and skins and cosmetics doesn't mean that that's going to work in your battle royale, or that you should even have a battle royale. Which is hopefully a trend that's dying. I think we have enough of them now. Like, there's one for every type of player, I think. Between PUBG, Fortnite, Realm Royale, I think still is out there. Call of Duty did their version. Apparently Battlefield's got their version coming out. I mean, there's enough. Oh, Apex Legends, almost forgot. The one that's taking everybody by storm. I mean, there's enough battle royales for everyone now. We don't need any more. You don't have to try to, you know, shoehorn that into your game to try to sell copies. It's done. It's been done. And you can't sell me skins, and you can't sell me emotes, and you can't sell me all this stuff if it isn't going to look good, and if it isn't going to enhance the game at this point. Because everybody has the game they like, and some of these games are like, hey, let's make a battle royale and let's give you skins that are garbage. Well, who cares? Who cares? The reason Fortnite did it so well is because you had PUBG, which is more realistic, so your more realistic gamers love that game. And you had Fortnite, which added building, which is a whole different mechanic to the whole Battle Royale thing. But it did its thing, it does what it's doing. But their skins, and their emotes, and their gun things, they did awesome with it. I mean, they make things that are desirable because they look cool, they look funny, they look weird. They make you want to buy that season pass so you can earn all that stuff and do the challenges. And it's not hard either. It takes a bit of a grind, but it's doable if you buy the season pass. I bought one pass, so that's it, season 6. It was some of the clips I used in my update video were from season 6 when I actually bought a battle pass and was playing through it. But new work schedule at the time dictated that I really couldn't be sitting on Fortnite on my time off because I have a lot to study and pay attention to for work. But that said, I mean, they did it right. They did it enough to where I would want to pay for a battle pass, which I haven't done since on any other game. Another game that's games as a servicey to me, Rainbow Six Siege. They're in their 4th season, I believe. I recently barely just bought it right before the start of the 4th season because it was on a good sale too, with to have all the old operators available. But like I said, I'm not big on multiplayer, but I did almost just mess that guy's day up. I did just recently buy it, and I'm enjoying it when I do play it. I was talked into it from friends from work, but they've loved it since it came out for the most part. And that's a game that continues to stay updated and work on maps and operators, new characters that bring something to the table each time you play. And that's what I think is a game as a service. I mean, these games are older, but they're still pumping out content. They're still taking care of the fan base for the game they made. I mean, if you look at the root of the game, it's not a difficult game conceptually. It's like there's some, I guess I need to sleep soon. There's some, oh, come on, red car. There's some objectives. You do some objectives, and that's pretty much it. It rotates through objective-based games. And it's difficult to master, I would say that for sure. But it's an easy pickup, you know. It wasn't hard for me to pick up that game and figure out, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then I just need to get better at it. And that's a games as a service, you know. That's something that you can have for the long term. I don't know if I'm gonna be late for my delivery or not at this point. To check once we start rolling. Oh, that's my ETA. Right, that's the time I'm meant to be there. Might as well get gas while I'm here, so I don't have to worry about it again. I shouldn't have to fill up or do anything after this. Like, I should be able to go straight to my drop off. You know, I think if more games put that time and effort into their games, they would be successful in the ways that they want to be successful. But there's too much business in games, and I think that hurts developers. You know, the people that pour their heart and soul into these creations are essentially, oh, I have one of those? Not that I would need an overhead light, but I think it's harmful to the people who put so much of their life, because it's no easy thing to make a game. Man, my truck is so dark everywhere else. I think it hurts them to, you know, they work on a game for 1, 2, sometimes 3 years, and obviously sometimes longer, but they work on some of these games for so long, and then they just get crapped on because some greedy person wants to take more money from people. I think at the heart of any developer is probably somebody who's a gamer, somebody who loves playing games or who had a great experience playing games at some point, and that's what motivated them to want to be a developer. I mean, as a musician, somebody who wants, you know, who tries to make music or, you know, come up with pieces that I like. Honestly, it's out of my love for music. Honest, that's it. I mean, there's nothing else about it. It's because I love music and I love things that sound good. And there's stuff that I don't like musically, even that I can admit. I was gonna say something else, but that I could admit when it's good. You know, it might not be my taste, but I can hear something and go, yeah, that's really well produced, or that's really well sung, or really well played. I may not listen to it all the time, but being somebody who can appreciate music, you know, I can look at something and admit when it's good. And I think that developers unfortunately get the short end of the straw sometimes because they're trying to put their heart and soul into something that's going to be awesome, and somebody else above them just says, well, okay, I love your idea, and now I'm going to screw it up so that people won't like it or make it worse than it was. Eventually, maybe it'll get better, but unfortunately, sometimes that studio has to go through layoffs or major changes to where they have to reform, and then they're able to maybe start their own studio or break away from that tyranny, basically, or that, you know, that rule of, well, you can make this game, but you better make sure you put microtransactions. Nobody likes microtransactions. Nobody. They're nice sometimes for some things, as I already said, but they are not, they shouldn't be a be-all, end-all for every game at all. And I think gamers as a whole are ultimately just tired of it. I wish it would shine through in the sales, and it's starting to. But I think people are just general tired of it. I avoid some games. I actually just barely bought... I'm gonna forget the title. So the Shadow of Mordor, I think that's the first one. I'm gonna screw up, remember which one's which. But the first one, I bought and I love that game. I think that was the first one. I loved that game. And when they were coming out with the new one, I think it's War for Mordor or whatever. When they came out with the new one, I was excited. And then all the reports of all the microtransactions and stuff. I didn't buy it at all. That was one I easily said, you know what? I'm good. I mean, part of it financially where I was at with money, couldn't afford to anyways. But that's where I, you know, to harken back to my PC building conversation, you know, that's where you got to balance out how you're spending your money. And I wasn't going to pay $60 for a game that was going to be rife with microtransactions. Everybody calls them microtransactions now. They're throwing me off. I think that's all-time gaming. I wasn't going to buy a game that was full of those because, one, I don't want to support that, and two, I don't want to have to pay to win. You know, I want to enjoy the game. And the first one was enjoyable. You know, I like the biggest thing was the Nemesis system, too, that they put in there. That thing was awesome. Like, it was cool having to face, even though it was a pain in the butt sometimes, it was cool having to face an enemy that, like, hey, I know you. We fought before. You're my #1 enemy. And the fact that they made major changes to that for the sequel was like, hey, they're going to make some cool things happen with that in the sequel. I didn't want to buy it because of all the microtransactions. I did buy it recently, though, because price on that game was too sweet to pass up when I saw it recently on sale. It was like $15. But I love Lord of the Rings. I love the first game. It's unfortunate that a game that I thought was pretty awesome didn't do that well because, and it might have hurt their chance. I don't know if they were going to make a third one, but it might have hurt their chances too. I don't think they are now for sure. So it's like, it sucks to see a game that you like the content, you like the material, you like everything about it, and it got screwed just because somebody above them said, hey, put these in there, make this system work too, like implement this. Why? Like, a game like that shouldn't have microtransactions. I mean, what's the purpose? Oh, we got construction going on here? Oh, we do. I need to slow down. I would take a screenshot for this video, but I think I have tons of screens for thumbnails. But this would be a cool one at nighttime driving past these guys as I speed through their construction zone. Yeah, get out of my way, car. I have no regard for safe speed limits, apparently. I don't know. That was my gripe. You know, it's funny. Every time I play this game, back when I was streaming too, and I know that was like the the thing was to stay talking. But this game, it's kind of natural, I feel like. Like, it helps pass the time, but it also has plenty of window for having an engaging conversation. A little easier when I'm not looking at the chat screen. Like when I was streaming before, like, hey, did someone say something? What did they say? What did they say? I gotta watch the road. I can't see the road. A little easier to just get on a soapbox rant. There's no feedback right now, so that's what the comments are for. But it's a little easier to just vent and talk and stroll. I feel like that would be what you would be doing anyways if you were a truck driver. Like if you had a co-worker, or a co-driver, I should say. Well, I guess if you don't like him, he could be your co-worker. But if you have a co-driver and you're just cruising along, you got this load you're running, I feel like that would be what you'd be doing probably, just having a nice conversation about whatever. Maybe a mean conversation, maybe a debate. Because when you drive, you think. When you think, you got all kinds of things. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I know one of them switches your screen to tell you your details, but I forgot which one it is, and I don't want to screw up. Is it F6? Oh, there it is. Okay. Next stop in 8 hours. Remains 31 hours. Oh, I got plenty of time to get there. So Tuesday between 4 and 11 in the morning, and I've got myself getting there at about 1600. But I'm gonna have to stop maybe one more time, it looks like, because it says 8 hours. Nice little long trip back. I should figure out what's going on in my garage, because last time my drivers were giving me money the whole time I was driving, but being that it was requested that I play this game and I haven't played it for a while, I wanted to just come in and do a run. I might do some garaging stuff at the end of this one just to see if because I think I do have to pick up jobs for them or tell them where to go. I like that my little hood ornament there lights up at night. I don't think I noticed that before. My little bobblehead, not hood ornament, my bobblehead. Come on, pass. I will say I have seen some crazy multiplayer Euro Truck vids. You know, when you search those clips on YouTube and you watch the crazy stuff people do in there, it is kind of funny. Oh, badness. I'm addicted to the YouTube claims because they're going to. Because you can probably hear this song right now. So confrontational. If I was a monetized channel at this point, I would probably... I've seen people that play with the radio off. I would probably play with the radio off. Since I'm not a monetized channel, what do we have to worry about? And besides, what's wrong with the record companies getting their little bit? Although if you're watching this and you've seen like 5 ads at this point, you'll say that's what's wrong with them getting their bit. But to be fair, like I said, I'm somebody who makes music, so I'm always trying to be on the right side of copyright too. Because I get it. I may not sell my music. It may not be available for purchase anywhere. Did I hit somebody? Oh man, 400 bucks. Damn. He wasn't moving fast enough. Like I said, I try to be on the right side of copyright. Just because I feel as a musician, as somebody who makes music, that's the responsible thing to do. And I used to LimeWire back in the day. I won't say what. Maybe it was only one song. Who knows? But for conversation's sake, I used to do that back in the day. But when I learned how to make music and about the industry and stuff, I learned that it's not worth it. It's not really fair either for the artists. You know, goes back to the devs conversation. It's not really fair for the artists. So I'd rather, you know, if they're getting a little bit, which I doubt they are from this, it's probably all goes to, these claims probably all go to just the record company. And the artist may never see a bit of it, because if it's one little blip in a video on YouTube that's on a small channel, there's probably not much money to be made from that. But I'd rather they get that filtered back to where it should go. You know, nobody supports, not nobody supports, but there's not really, dude. My lane was ending. Yep, it's gonna be one of those drives. I think that people don't, the business itself doesn't support the artists like they should. And the artists they do support, some of the stuff lately I've heard, I don't get why it's popular. Maybe that's me getting older. Maybe that's just because it shouldn't be popular by all definition of what's good, but man, I can't believe I had 2 vehicles hits in that one turn toll area. $800. Not to mention, I still gotta fix my truck up because I do have 10% damage. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check the garage stuff at the end of this run and see what's going on with my other trucks, because I think when I was scheduling them, they were making like $1,200 that would come to me, and that $1,200 would have covered the 2 incidents I had. I mean, I'm making, should be what, 45 grand on this one or whatever, or 54. So I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be broke, but at the same time, like that $1,200 would have covered the 2 hits I just had. Won't you come? Yeah, I highly recommend, if you do play this game, to have your own music. Like I said, I know when I've played offline, I'll have the music turned up a lot louder, and it's just, it does make it enjoyable. I mean, it's enjoyable now. I don't need much. I just need some background. That's not the inner cab of this truck. Damn, another toll spot. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's easier to use those or not. I'm gonna keep running into them. Oh, it didn't resume cruise. There it goes. You gotta be over 30 or something. Just like a real car. Come on, Daniel. What's wrong with you? I know I said this in a past video, but I do like the little random events that you see, like the road construction or the police pullovers and stuff. I think that's a nice touch. Nice touch of realism. Nod to the devs on that one. Guess I could actually speed up to the right speed limit. Eventually here I'm gonna have to sleep again. I don't know if I want to do it at the next stop or the one after. Probably the one after. If you could sleep on the side of the road, that would be realistic and epic. But obviously they don't want you, in real life, they don't want you doing that all the time. But I would find that the realism, especially out, like I said, I haven't tried, you know what, I haven't tried American Truck Simulator. Maybe that's a possibility. Or at least on an off-ramp. Because that happens all the time over here. I mean, you can't help it. I mean, your clock gets low, you gotta find a place to sleep. Sometimes you're not near a conveniently located sleep spot. And most drivers that I know try to use every minute of their clock they can. And if you want to make money, that's how you got to do it. It's like in the game, I'm got the yawns. Last time, I do know last time I played, I was messing with the cameras a bunch too, and that really caused some incident. I wonder what I was playing graphically with last time. I wonder if I was playing with high. I think I was playing with high settings. I'm not sure. Might have to see about bumping them up. I like that new, I think that slider was new for simple or advanced. I think that was new. Since I've played, I should say. Might be months old and I don't know about it. I almost had Bus Simulator. I think it's still on my wish list. I don't know how that one would, I don't know how that one fares. It seems to have mixed reviews. I might eventually pick that up. Airport Simulator. I watched a video on it and thought, that's gonna be awesome. Doesn't seem like it's faring so well in the review side of things. I dig those signs. I don't know if those are new or not, but I dig those signs right there. I don't remember seeing those before. Looks like I need to get over. Coming over. Yep, definitely going over. And slowing down. Every once in a while, I mean, I should be doing it every time, but every once in a while I look in the mirror, the rear view, and try to see how well I'm cornering. once in a while, I impress myself a bit. Oh yeah, my head is over the map. I guess it doesn't really matter. It was on the other side before when I was streaming. I guess for this game it doesn't necessarily matter either. We can still kind of see what's going on. The important stuff at least. Still bored. Oh no, look, there's income right there came in. Okay, you can't see that, but okay, I am getting income from them still. Alright. And my driver leveled up. I still need to look at some garage stuff. Maybe I can have another driver. Well, no, I don't have enough for another truck. I think that's where all my money went. Now that I'm remembering, I think that's where all my money went, was I bought some pretty nice trucks for them to drive too. I think, trying to remember, I think you can, when they level up, I think you can have them do skills or level up their loads they can take, or that might be automatic. I definitely want to look at it at the end, see where my garage is at. And I know I have two, we saw on the menu, I have 2 garages and 2 drivers. I think that's my initial garage and my second garage I bought. So that's where my money went to. And then I think I have just them stationed out of wherever. My main garage, I believe I made in Germany, because I'm German-Irish. So of course I made it in Germany. Makes sense, right? And then my second garage, I don't remember where I put it, but I think I bought it a ways away from my first garage, because that made sense to have them kind of spread out. So if I was ever in one area or the other, I'd have a garage hookup. And I think it's a smaller one too. I think it's only a 2 truck garage. I think my primary is a 4 truck garage, if I remember right. Just cruising on the highway, another toll spot. Man, I couldn't imagine. I know we have them on like the East Coast and stuff, but man, I couldn't imagine using tolls all the time. Yeah, let me in. Wait. Yeah, let me not know what I'm doing here. Mine the lava. I don't know what that achievement is, but I did something. It's 1 of 2. What's unfortunate, I mean, the toll areas look different too. What's unfortunate is I don't know if, because before I had went through a toll area where the lane I was in, you couldn't, I'm not pulling off for a stop if that's what that is. The toll area I went to, one of them I went to, you couldn't do anything in the lane I was in. It was like the lane was unfunctional, and it probably was marked, to be fair, it probably was marked above with a red X if they had that, but I couldn't do anything, and I had to back up in the toll area and then re-maneuver to one that worked. That was a trial of damages for sure. There's a rest area right there, but that doesn't look like something I can access. Unfortunately. Easily. It looks like a messy turnoff. It's alright, I'll find one. I'm not too worried about it. I think, yeah, I still have 2 hours, so I have plenty of time to get to another one. I think. Usually they're pretty They're spaced out pretty well. It's like getting on the 101 in Phoenix here. So we should get there at Monday at 1600. It's Monday at 9. So 7 more hours. Got 2 hours of drive time. Yeah, that's gonna be... I wonder if it would be more profitable to just run shorter runs. I mean, you wouldn't get to see this lush countryside. Ooh. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, now we've done it. Now we've done it. Ooh. Curiosity killed the cat there. I wonder if it would be more profitable to run the, which one is, that one. This one would be tough. It might be as easy as, no, it's not so bad. Oh, there's a sleep spot. Yeah, I need to get back into regular mode. There's a sleep spot coming up. It doesn't feel like a truck game if I'm out in the nose like that. Yes, I used my turn signals this time. Oh yeah, so they are making money. There's another one. I'm glad that they're making money because that was 1,300 bucks. That pays for the 2 cars that I sideswiped. We'll skip the fuel on this round. I was hoping I didn't have to sleep again, but we'll skip the fuel on this round for that reason. We got plenty. And probably, since I'm taking lumber, I'm assuming where I'm going is probably gonna have engine malfunction. What? What the hell? What was that? Does my, what? Oh man. I've never, I don't know what happened to my engine right there. I just hit resume cruise and that flashed up engine malfunction. I wonder if, I mean, it's only 13% damage that I have. Oh man, that's, I guess I'll be visiting a mechanic's garage. So hopefully, as I was saying, they'll have a gas station where I go, but hopefully they'll have a mechanic's garage too. Wow. Talk about realism. I don't know what that was. Like I said, I used to do a job where we dealt with calls like that, but I don't even know what that could have been. Well, I'll still be on time. I'll actually be early, so that's good. Assuming my engine doesn't malfunction completely. I think I should have looked at my last video. I think the last video I made on Euro Truck, I think I actually had to be towed in to my delivery. Which is sad when that happens. That's a sad day. And this video is gonna run long too. My whole 1 hour at a time, I think that's not going to apply for Euro Truck on these longer runs. Just because inherently, if I take longer runs, there's no way. Because it's not real time, but gee golly, it takes some real time. I think I'm at almost 2 hours right now. It's still recording. I don't have a timer on there. I think I'm almost, I think I started just after 8 a.m. and it's coming up on 10 a.m. now, if I'm not mistaken. So these videos, and let's say, like I said, I might do some shorter runs. I think there might be a cost benefit to that too. But I think these longer trips are definitely gonna take up a lot of time. And these videos that I'm doing, that's the other thing too. I don't want to split up like I was my stream videos. I would prefer that each playthrough starts and ends in the same video as far as for that section of time. Because when I was doing my stream replays, essentially, if a stream was long, I just cut the stream in half, which is fine. I could do that on these longer videos, but I really don't want to. I want all these playthroughs to be like a playthrough. Like when someone does a playthrough, it's you sit down, they start, and then they finish. And I want to start and I want to finish in each video. But we'll have to see on these. These might not go the same way. Like a lot of things in life, just because you want it doesn't mean it's going to go that way. Like to drive with my high beams on, piss everybody off. Because who doesn't enjoy that? I think the only time I find that acceptable is if a motorcycle has its high beams on, because that's for visibility, that's for safety. If I was behind, well, if I was in front of a truck that was behind me with their high beams on, I'd be a little perturbed. But then again, my truck seems to be running in perfect dark, so... Ooh, Metallica. I mean, Shmamalika. Just kidding. The copyright system, they'll find it. They will know this song. Hell, 2 hours of me driving on here. That's a lot of ads they can shove in there. Hopefully, if they are, they're just those little ones at the bottom of the frame where you just click that X and close that right out. New board charges heard and quickly subdued. I need to finish my intro song too. This video may or may not have a new intro song in front of it. I don't know. I'm close. I'm close to something I like, but I might start from scratch again and just see what I come up with. Because this one that I feel it's good. I think it's all right, but it's kind of simple too. So I might back to the drawing board and start something fresh. What's hard about coming up with a new intro song. So the intro song that I used in all the other previous replay videos, and anytime you see my Dano84 logo, that is from the YouTube Creative Commons. So go them for having a list of music you can use for your videos, so that if you don't have a way to make music, you got something. And they have a ton of stuff now for rock. It's pretty slim, I found, or at least stuff that I would like closer to rock, closer to metal, I should say. They have some alternative or light rock sounding stuff, and they've got a fair amount of that. But for metal sounding stuff, it was really hard to find one that fit. And one that I liked. And the one that I did like, I think this is the, it's the chorus into the breakdown section roughly, or something like that. Like it's like in the middle of it, I had to cut to get the part I wanted because I really like the way it functions. Point being though, after hearing it so many times for my intro, I like it, but it's like in my head that that's what the intro music should sound like. So I think that's messing with my ability to come up with something new too, is that I'm so used to that intro music that I'm trying to create a piece that sounds similar to that flow, and that's not gonna happen. Nor should it. I mean, I should be coming up with something different, but I think that's what's making it hard to from scratch it. Obviously, I don't play guitar either, so it's not like I don't know why everybody started slowing down, but I got places to go, people. Just gonna whip out here. So I find that might be what's hard about coming up with something new, is I'm looking at the old one going, yeah, I kind of dig that though, the way it flows and fits with the logo changing from the dots to the reveal of the logo. I'm probably gonna eventually redo that too. That was my first attempt at making something, and I did it with DaVinci Resolve. I don't have After Effects. I don't have any of the Adobe suites. Not that I don't like them. I used them when I was in school for my other degree, and they're great. At the time, I mean now maybe I could. At the time, didn't want to pay the monthly access fee for all that. I mean, technically, I could probably just pay 1 month, make something, and be done. But I do like their services. I do like what they offer. When you know how to use them, you can get some great stuff. There's a ton of great, not only tutorials on YouTube, but a ton of great intros that I'm more than sure people have made using After Effects and Photoshop and Premiere. I think Premiere is one of them. Any of the Adobe stuff. I just haven't delved into it to know that I could come up with something fast or that would turn out how I like. But I'm sure I could if I watched a few videos and messed around with it, because that's how I made mine. Mine's actually a combination of 2 tutorials I think I found, or 2 or 3 tutorials I found for DaVinci Resolve. And that was by no means anything that was all that easy. It took a while. But it was, you know, by following the tutorials, it was pretty easy to do in that regard. So there's a car coming and I want to change lanes so I don't rear end this guy. I may eventually change that though. I thought about just going onto one of those sites and having somebody do one for me, but I don't want to do that either. I'd rather do it myself. I kind of like that hustle. You know, when you put something together and you work it and you do it yourself, I kind of like that. It just takes time. Oh, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. 800 bucks too. 800 bucks that one was. I think I actually nailed the cop. So that would explain that double the fine there. But this is confusing. Oh, hell. Slow down. Well, this was grand. I did not mean to troll through there. I'm not, yeah, I guess this way. Those arrows were kind of last minute. The last time there. All right, now we're going again. So yeah, I don't know. This video may have a new intro song, or it may be shortly. Like I said, I've already started something. I just haven't cemented in my own idea for what I like. But I hope to soon. I keep saying I want to, but I literally need to get it done. Ideally, my plan was to have it done by the time I start uploading this new series, so to say, or this new format. It is not done at the moment, but I'm close to something, so I might put it out as is and just know that I'm gonna make a better one. Cause that's what's nice. Now that I have, you know, I bought a not a machine, but a complete. It's an A25 because I've had a 25 key M audio 25 key keyboard, so I've always used that for making stuff. And I don't have a problem using a 25 key. I was gonna wait for they just released a 32 key keyboard, and I was gonna wait at the time because I was like, well, why not just get the newest and best? Oh my gosh. Come on, truck. We're like an hour, 2 hours away. I don't want to hit anything. Sorry, guy behind me. I'm having engine malfunctions. I mean, you know how it is. There's a... Oh, man. There's a service center, too. But I don't want to deviate. Like, I just want to finish. Oh, man, and I gotta go across the river, too? And I didn't even time that. Ugh. I didn't realize I was gonna have to take a port. I mean, just as well, my truck will stand up a little better. Intra. I'm gonna guess that's entrance. But I did not anticipate time for the ferry, but I guess maybe this is. Oy. 20 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. I guess. It's the only connection it makes. As we run over seagulls, it sounded like. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a new song soon. That was my point there. But we'll see. See if I can get out of here without damaging myself too hard. So that worked out because I'm not that far away. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully there'll be a mechanic shop nearby. Because it seems like my truck is now taking a deuce on itself. Rightfully so. Before I noticed that happening, I mean, I have been driving the crap out of it. So, I mean, your truck would break down. All greens, baby. And I didn't even hit a light pole. The same might not be able to be said at this next intersection. Man, I wonder if it's well, no, it's an automatic. It's just gotta be something with I mean, I guess it could be the transmission or something, I don't know. Go ahead, car. Not like there's a big truck that's got his turn signal on. I don't know what the right-of-way ideas are there. Oh my gosh. We were coming back from my bike ride yesterday. And I was going back to my friend's house because we left from his house. But I was like, I'm gonna go to your house and drink some water before I head home. I don't live that far from him, but it was a good stopping point. We get closer and closer to his house. We hit, because we took the back way. We left on the freeway and the highways. We took the back way. We hit every stoplight I think we could have hit in the stretch of road. And we came from a decent stretch. I think there was total maybe 12 stoplights from where we were at. Like, it was one of those, like, it's a bit of ways away to get to his house from there. We hit probably after about halfway there, we hit every damn stoplight possible. And I never have that happen. And he pulls up next to me because, you know, we got enough room in the lane. He's got a Sportster. We had a Sportster. He's looking to get rid of it. I got a Super Glide Custom, 2011 Harley Super Glide Custom. And I got bags on it, everything. A little bigger bike, but we got plenty of room. He pulls up next to me. I'm like, dude, we're hitting another one? He's all, oh, this happens to me every time. I hit every stoplight for whatever reason. It sucks. I'm like, yeah, this is sucking. And that was about the fourth one. I think about the sixth one, I was like, seriously, dude, you jinxed us, man. It's funny how life does that sometimes. I usually don't mind on a bike, especially if I'm making a weird turn or something. Especially, I'm trying to get back into it. It's been a couple years since I rode because I didn't have my bike. I had to sell it because I was changing things in life and couldn't afford a bike payment when I could before. But let me tell you, like, getting back into it takes a little bit of time. So having a stoplight to make a corner, or, you know, to get used to, I never drove city driving either. I always rode, I lived up north in Arizona here, which may not mean much to anything or anybody. But to describe it, it was mostly country driving, you know, not a lot of heavy traffic. I mean, you had a lot of curves, different level of danger. You had a lot of curves, a lot of, you know, gravel you have to watch out for to make sure you're not skidding across the gravel and getting the wheels pulled out from under you, but not like city driving where you have to watch out for cars and traffic. And I mean, the roads are still beat up on your backwoods driving, but not as bad sometimes as the city streets where you got huge potholes and stuff that are just, they'll end you. And having them stoplights sometimes it's kind of nice, but when you're on a straightaway and you're going straight the whole time, man, that was something else. I'm hoping to start riding it more often. I see the savings in gas for sure. I have to drive about 45 miles for work, so riding a bike would save quite a bit of gas. Because it's a lot easier to fill up a 3-gallon tank than it is an 18-gallon tank in the car. All right, what are we looking at? So 105 is when I should be there. It is 08. And we're reducing that time as we start rolling. Oh, look, it's an internet meme right here. Where's my co-driver so I can just start screaming, have him think we're gonna get in a wreck. Ooh, 90, a little too fast. Come on, slow down. There we go, cruise control. Yeah, I like riding though. I like I said, I hope to get back into it soon. More, now that I got the bike back. And it was the bike I had initially bought. I actually sold it to a family member who wanted it at the time, and it got me out of the payments at the time. And unfortunately, he had to sell it now. Not for financial reasons, but the person he's with lost somebody on a bike, so that wasn't going to be great for him to be on a bike. and needed to sell it, and now I am in a place where I can afford to buy it back from him. So the first bike I bought, oh, the audio killed out on OBS. Oh, that's unfortunate. I won't be able to get my money. What sucks is like now I'm playing the game in complete silence. I don't know why OBS does that. Well, we're gonna take this. It looks like we're almost there, so we're just gonna finish this. You can still hear my voice. I don't know if it's actually recording the audio. It might just be the, oh man, this is hard without, oh my gosh, that was narrow. This is hard without audio actually. Because now I can't hear truck, I can't hear anything. And I don't know why it does that though. It might still be playing. I was playing the other day in Resident Evil and it dropped out the audio for me, my playback, but for whatever reason it still recorded audio. So if you still hear truck audio and everything else, you'll know that it's just me sounding crazy. Mine the lava. I don't know what that achievement's for, but I got it. I'm just glad the video didn't freeze up. Speaking of Resident Evil, this looks like the beginning of Resident Evil 2 right here. So I might cut this video short because the garage stuff, I wanted to do that and take a look at everything. Oh shit! I missed my turn. We're just gonna back up. I hit something. I see the car headlights behind me, but here's the thing. I know that if I try to go up and turn around, that's gonna kill my delivery time. As you can see, it was already showing 4 instead of 1. I know that I'm paying for the car I already hit. Man, I can only imagine. It's like grumble, 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 grumble. I don't know if I took any damage. The cargo though probably did. Did I hit a car? I don't see one there now. Maybe I just hit the rail. I'm not okay with that any more than I should be, but I'm okay with that if I didn't take, you know. It's probably gonna mess up the cargo. What the? A spa? Fooey spa? Alright, whatever. Apparently I still have on easy parking. No, I want the precise parking bonus because I can do this now. He says valiantly, hoping he can do this. There we go. Slam that brake. There we go. All right, peace. All right, I leveled up. Hey now. All right, so what do we got? We got the base reward there, money, experience, proficiency. Yes, yes, yes. Skill rank, because I got that up there. Cool. 54,000 bones. That is where I was. Time taken, fuel consumed. That was a long distance trip. Oh, I can assign a skill point. What did I want to do? Eco driving. I wanted to... I feel like the gas is better. I did this before. Let's do... I don't know if I take that many just-in-time ones, so let's do that one. So it'll have different load options available. New upgrades available. I think I already looked at that. Standard trailers. I don't have the money for that. All right, so for now, because the audio dropped out, or at least on my end, it's dropped out. I think we'll end this video. Like I said, it's already running long anyways. We are at probably 2 hours on this video. So that was Euro Truck Simulator, again suggested by Urban Takedown. So there's that video, and like I said, I'll try to get them in more. I might do smaller runs and stuff, since this ended up being me just talking for 2 hours while I'm running that load. But we'll see what we can do. For now, thanks for watching. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you feel that way. Do all that stuff if you do. And we'll see you on the next video. I don't know what I'm going to play next. Hopefully some console stuff, maybe work on my song or whatever. But for now, we will see you later. And that's me leaving. Oh yeah, by the way, I added an extra day into my upload schedule, so that's new. So it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday I'll be uploading, not just Tuesday and Saturday. Yay!